Today's episode is supported by AIDS-Free Pittsburgh. There are more than 5,000 people living with HIV in southwestern Pennsylvania, and the Ryan White HIV/AIDS program provides support services to help them get the care they need. That includes assistance with things like healthcare, medications, housing, transportation, food, and treatment for substance use disorders. Visit AIDSfreePittsburgh.org to learn more.
This is CityCast Pittsburgh. I'm Megan Harris, and here's what Pittsburgh's talking about. Laura, what's the vibe? Are we eating salads yet?
I don't know. I'm still a little scared. I also will admit I really like Taco Bell, but I will not be going there for a while.
Okay. I thought you were about to declare that you've been going this whole time.
Sadly, no. But I thankfully get a CSA, so I have been getting lettuce, like locally grown lettuce that I know is not hopefully contaminated with anything. But actually, my partner just this weekend said, I really want to get into hydroponic growing so we can make our own lettuce. And I was like, is this motivated by a certain thing?
I think this is going to be a trend for a while. Unfortunately, we are all learning a lot of lessons the last few months. I'm with roving producer Laura Satsui, who has been writing our newsletter for the last few weeks. Laura, welcome back to the pod.
Hello, happy to be here.
Hi, we're going to talk about some fun and some not so fun news. So restaurants, spots that are opening, some of them we're so excited for and have already gotten to try. And then some places that are closing down for good or for now, womp womp. But rest assured, even when the new spot opens, wherever, where these various places are, we will still keep calling them by whatever they used to be. So they're not gone forever.
It lives on forever in our hearts.
1,000%. Before we dig in to the food of it all, reminder that we are cleaning out our CityCast Pittsburgh swag closet. So if you become a member today, you get to claim one of our limited edition gifts. They're all stuff from past membership campaigns. So if you joined at a different time and thought to yourself, wow, I would have loved to have had that thing, now is your time.
Absolutely. And you get to choose what speaks to you. My favorite is the Neighbors Make Pittsburgh tote bag. It is cute.
Visible behind me at the moment.
Mine's somewhere in my house because
yours is in use, probably.
Yeah, I put things in it and I take it out. But also up for grabs is a CityCast diner style mug or a yellow Oxford pennant that says "I live here on purpose." It's so cute. I've been meaning to put it on my blank wall behind me, but I'm not there yet.
I gotta find a spot to put it. I have you can't see it, but I have like a whole Pittsburgh spread back here. Yeah, I think it's gonna be so fun to see some of these items out in the wild. It's one of my favorite things about our membership campaign is then like members and listeners, folks that have been part of our network, like they send us photos of them using their thing. I think my favorite one still to this day is a certain city official sent me a photo of their child dressed as an inflatable dinosaur carrying our Neighbors Make Pittsburgh tote bag as their candy bucket for Halloween.
That's so cute.
It was so much fun. I love it. It is literally like a peak CityCast moment for me. But these items are not going to last. Like I said, what we have is what we have. Yep. So once they are gone, they're gone. We would love for you to be a part of our network, our neighborhood. So please sign up today if you can. $10 a month, $100 a year. All the details are at membership.citycast.fm/Pittsburgh.
Absolutely. And you'll get really great perks like ad-free listening, members-only events. I send out a members-only email every week. Well, someone sends it out, but right now it's me. It's me. So if you want a little more
curation,
want to feel a little more connected to your city, like before I was writing this, it did make me feel more connected to the city. I've lived here for almost 5 years, and I truly feel like this has been a big part of me feeling more like
ingrained.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, no, I'm here for you. I'm a human thesaurus. Yeah. I mean, and also like in addition to getting swag, you will also be supporting this work that we do. We're a tiny team. We all live here. We're all part of the community. You might see us at the Giant Eagle begrudgingly because most of us are going to Aldi. Times are hard, but the perks are important too. And we're also planning a members only event so we can meet some of y'all in the wild. So we're excited about it all. We're excited to also have a little more free space in our closet from all these swag items going out to yins. So one more time, that's membership.citycast.fm/Pittsburgh. We'll also have a link in our show notes to make it easy for you.
Yeah. And also thank you so much to our new members, John K, Becky B, Aaron S, Danielle E, Aggie H, and Saul S. Welcome to the neighborhood. So glad that you are here. And I hope you picked out something really fun and exciting if you happen to sign up while we're running this campaign.
Yes. So food. We're going to talk about restaurants and food spots, some openings, some closings. We'll start with the good news. So Laura, I think you recently went to Spork Island Trading Company. How was it?
Heck yeah. I wore my Hawaiian shirt today to talk about this. So this is
newly open downtown.
It is newly open downtown. It's on Penn Ave. Sort of, there's like a little row of multiple restaurants, including Bakersfield. There's a place called Barcelona. Nikki's Thai is there. So, first impressions, I walked in and I was like, this place is kind of cool. The way it's set up is really fun. It feels like a rainforest cafe vibe because you're kind of looking at a volcano thing.
Like an actual volcano?
Kind of, yeah. Like,
I mean, not like geologically, but like, you mean like there is a physical volcano situation?
Uh-huh. There is.
Okay.
It was cool. And I really just enjoyed like all the little seating areas. I sat at the bar, but there was this one near the front, like a sunk in dining pit. My friend who I went with kept calling it a conversation pit. And you're sitting in seats around a sort of table, but then in the center of the table is a little fire. So it felt like kind of cozy and intimate. Okay. So we were saying like that could be really fun to come back to in the winter. So first impressions, I was like, this place looks really cool, looks really fun. And I used to work at a tiki bar. So I have like a lot of appreciation for like the art and curation and effort that goes into like this fusion trend of food.
It also means that you might be its harshest critic too.
Perhaps. And before I went here, we circulated around our team a Reddit review of Spork Island Trading Company that was pretty harsh. What stuck out to you on this review, Megan? Did you even read it?
I have not read it.
Oh, okay.
I stayed fresh for you,
you stayed
Laura.
Fresh. Thank you so much. So first of all, this Reddit person was really just like, oh my God. They posted in a Tiki subreddit and then it got reposted in the Pittsburgh subreddit. And they were just like, there's so much AI art everywhere. Like, why did
I understand that frustration. Yeah.
Yeah. And maybe that's not a red flag for some people, but it might feel like a red or yellow flag if using AI feels like a lack of attention to detail or a shortcut, perhaps. So I was a little like, okay, I'm ready to maybe look around and be like, visually, what's going on here? When I walked in, I sat down and instead of just like a plain menu, like a booklet, as you might expect, or a big situation, it was like multiple cardstock cards with different drinks. And then there was one card in the stack that said, this is made with AI. This is a temporary menu. These images were created using AI. And it says they are looking for artists to create drink cards. And so, okay, that's an opportunity, I guess. But then it also said...
I'm reading this as you're talking. One of them says apparently some prices may be inaccurate, but close. What?
Like, yes, that made my... like, go on. And I was, I just was like, that seems really weird anywhere.
But that is what you experienced. It's not just you have independently confirmed it from the Reddit.
I have a picture of this little drink menu card. And I just was like, if I'm paying $15+ for a drink in this economy, I'm like pretty particular. I don't want to feel like, oh, this drink was more than I thought or whatever. Like, I am taking the price into account. So that felt weird for me. The food was good. The portions were kind of smaller than I wanted them to be. They are planning a yakitori grill, so I'm willing to give this another chance and go back once that grill is up and running. But, one thing I think always having a grain of salt when you dine downtown is like, it's kind of going to be like that where your options are limited and it might be a little more of a price than you want it to be and not quite, for me at least. This wasn't the best tiki bar experience I've ever had, and I know other places in the city that I would go to, but I'm willing to give it another chance.
That's very nice of you. That's very Pittsburgh nice. I'm going to read one more quote from this review because it's blowing me away. It's trying to give the airs of an upscale tiki spot with 0% of the detail work that makes those places special. I mean, my one thing I would say to like your nice review, Laura, is that like, I actually do think there's a lot of places downtown that have excellent selection. And yes, you may pay a slight premium for that. You might pay an extreme premium at some places. But I think like Like this also goes on to say like half the menu items weren't available yet. And like some of the vessels that the drinks are supposed to be served in like hadn't all arrived yet. So they weren't going to look like they would in the menu. I just feel like these are details that like perhaps you should have pushed back the date. But I understand like the numbers are so tight in restaurants. Like the opening date maybe just had to get bumped up. But then maybe have like a soft opening price to some things. I don't know.
Yeah, it did feel like half-baked. Pun intended here. So
I hope they improve. I hope you go back and have a wonderful experience.
Yeah.
We'll move on to one that we have gotten word of, not yet open. Badamos is expanding. Pizza shop, so good. They're going to offer sandwiches, which they have had in the past at their pizza shop, but they're going to be doing this in Dormont. So it'll be a sandwich shop and a market.
Right.
I'm so excited.
I am so excited. Badamos is not like my neighborhood pizza joint, so I don't always go.
No, it's one of my destination pizza joints, though.
Yes. And this just ups the ante, especially like going with a group and being like, okay, we're getting a pizza, so we have leftovers and we're getting a sandwich to snack on. Love this. So excited.
Yeah. And I think dedicated sandwich situation is especially exciting for our South Hills neighbors. Another one, this one's going to be in the East End at the old Rite Aid on Forbes and Murray and Squirrel Hill. The building has been vacant for a minute, but there are plans for it now.
Yeah, apparently the zoning board has approved and it's all coming together that a new kosher market is coming in. I'm excited to have an alternative to the Giant Eagle right there, which we spent a lot of time talking about Giant Eagle, but leaves something to be desired. So that's really cool. In a loss for people who do keep kosher, apparently that Dunkin' Donuts in Squirrel Hill at that like Forbes and Shady, thank you, is no longer kosher, which is a real bummer for folks who perhaps, pick up treats for their workplace and know that like everyone can enjoy it. So that kind of sucks. But again, a market coming in that is kosher, hopefully we'll fill that gap. We'll see.
Yeah. I mean, considering the sheer volume of the Jewish population in Pittsburgh, like we have one of the largest neighborhoods in the nation for that. I feel like we don't have enough Jewish markets. Like you said, the Giant Eagle does have kosher products, but like that's not a deli situation. Yeah, totally. So this could be very exciting. We will move over to a spot that has been open for a minute, but they are expanding their offerings. Tina is the like wine and cocktail bar with the delicious snacks, are now doing much more than delicious snacks.
Yeah, super excited that they added a seasonal tasting menu starting in May. Our executive producer, Mallory Falk, went there earlier this month and she highly recommended it. She said everything was delicious. And it was $55 per person for 6 courses plus dessert, which feels really good.
Oh,
yeah.
I'm thinking of like the multi-course meal at One by Spork, which is like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 times that.
Oh, oopsies.
At least.
It's also fully vegetarian. I love that. That solves some dietary restrictions for people that I like to go out with. And it highlights fresh seasonal ingredients. So yeah, and just to note, like that price seemingly does not include your drinks. Mallory told us that they do suggest wine pairings, but she loves a mezcal martini, one of her favorite drinks in Pittsburgh. I mean, I love all of Tina's cocktails. I haven't had this tasting menu yet, but I'm totally adding it to like my date night repertoire.
Yeah, and they specialize too in biodynamic wine, which if that's something that you're into, if you're not familiar, usually they're like a little hazier. They're also sort of like a gamble in a fun way. Like if you enjoy wine and different styles of wine, like you never know exactly what they're going to taste like because nature takes over in its way. Oh. So every time you open one, it can be like a really different and interesting experience. So that's something that has always been kind of baked into the fabric of Tina's. And now there's food that gets to pair with it too. It's a lot of opportunity for them there.
Yeah, I'm excited to check it out. Scooching over around town to Bela Kitchen, which recently opened in East Liberty. It's a Vietnamese restaurant from the owner of Tan Lac Vien, which is on Murray in Squirrel Hill. The menu's looking really good. I like that they've got a whole section for pho. They only do banh mi's during lunch, which totally fine. And also a vegan section, which again, have a lot of vegan vegetarians in my life. So that's pretty helpful.
I've been looking for a place to fill the banh mi sized hole in my heart since Bebe's Kitchen closed, because that was one of my favorite sandwiches in the whole city. So maybe this is an opportunity there. And then another one, Caffeina. Am I saying that right?
I don't know. It looks right.
Phonetically, that looks like it could be
seems
correct. It's a Yemeni coffee chain based in Michigan, but they're going to be expanding downtown. They're in a bunch of different spots, but according to the Business Times, this will be their largest one, like by far, all over the nation.
Yeah, I think one thing that's really interesting to me is that it's also going to have an artisan bakery and deli and specialty grocery items, which we've talked before about how downtown does not have a grocery store at all. So that might be kind of nice, depending on pricing, to just pop over and grab a snack or whatever. Also a prayer and meditation room and a children's play area, which, I only really associate children's play areas with fast food joints. So I think that's kind of nice.
But it shouldn't be this way. And actually, like, if you're not a fast food person, none of that exists anymore. Like, we have slowly but surely taken the character and the fun and like the literal play out of like every restaurant. It just wasn't something I paid attention to until I became a parent. And I'm like, oh, we don't want children in restaurants. Like, finding a restaurant that has even 5 square feet dedicated to children or even like a tolerance for them is genuinely difficult. So this is like kind of incredible.
Yeah, I think we'll see what it's like in practice. I mean, I think the way service goes and how staff treat you goes a long way for
1,000%.
sure in that realm. I know when I used to work in food service, I had mixed feelings about families with children, and it really depended on how parents were handling them. But I also am not a parent. I know it can be hard to be one, so try to give them grace.
One more piece of good news, one more opening. Wegmans is supposedly breaking ground today. Today is the day that they announced they were going to be doing that. I find this hilarious, as everyone on my team knows, because I've driven by this spot so many times. And I flew a drone over it the other day. Let me tell you, the ground has been broken. You can absolutely see what the footprint is. I assume they mean that this is like a ceremony with a red ribbon or something to like start putting walls up or whatever. But like the foundation and all of that stuff has been done. I assume all the plumbing and all that too. We actually put it up on our social so you can get a sense of like just how massive this thing is. If you're not familiar, it's like back behind the Lemieux Center, like on this giant hill, like overlooking 79.
And just to note, like, that's in Cranberry, so I will be making a drive out to go
in a couple of years when it's done.
Crying. I don't know. I do want to check out the Cranberry Costco's alcohol selection. Very excited about that.
Yes, actually. Stay tuned to our socials. We might do something with that too. CityCast Pittsburgh is brought to you today by Handmade Arcade. If you're looking for a fun way to shop local and discover Pittsburgh's next generation of makers, may I recommend Handmade Arcade's Emerging Craft Market. It's all going down Saturday, August 29th from 9 a.m. to 6 p.m. at the Energy Innovation Center. If this sounds familiar, it used to be called the Spring Market. There'll be 70 plus local emerging artists and makers, all in the first 5 years of their handmade business. It's your chance to discover them early. Tap into local talent before they become the next big thing. In addition to shopping, you can also do activities. There'll be live demos, food trucks. Hopefully it's going to be a great day out for friends, for families, and for anyone who loves supporting small businesses. Tickets are pay what you can, but registration is required. Free tickets are available for anyone who needs them. Reserve yours in advance at handmadearcade.org. Come support local artists early in their creative journey and discover your next favorite maker.
Are you looking for a meaningful night out in Pittsburgh this September? Then join the Propel Schools Foundation for Taste and Toast for K-3 Literacy on Thursday, September 10th from 5:30 to 7:30 p.m. at the University Club. Every ticket helps support Propel Schools' K-3 literacy program, giving young readers the strong foundation they need for lifelong success. Enjoy signature tastings, handcrafted cocktails, and interactive experiences inspired by Propel's 13 schools, plus inspiring student work celebrating the creativity, talent, and determination of their scholars. And be sure to check out the incredible raffle featuring dozens of prizes and experiences, donated by some of Western PA's favorite restaurants, coffee shops, wineries and breweries, spas, hotels, golf courses, pet care providers, and local attractions. Whether you're discovering Propel for the first time or have supported their schools for years, everyone is welcome. Reserve your tickets by September 8th and join in an unforgettable evening that helps build brighter futures one young reader at a time. Tickets available at bit.ly/pstasteandtoast. That's bit.ly/pstasteandtoast. Great food, great drinks, great prizes, and best of all, every ticket helps more children become confident readers.
All right, we'll move on to some closings. We're bidding a fond farewell, at least for now, to some spots. We'll start in Bakery Square. Taco Torta is becoming something different. So same group's going to keep it. They're just not going to keep investing in this taco situation.
Yeah, at least not at this location. They haven't said what it's going to be. And meanwhile, the Taco Downtown is also closed at the moment, but they're going to be reopening in the fall. The Deschamps Group has just said they're like focusing on their other restaurants at this time. So I'm curious to see what Taco Torta becomes in Bakery Square. I think that's a really cute little area.
It's very cute. The inside of that restaurant was really nice. Like the food I had was perfectly good when I went a few times. It was just always empty. Like it was like even on like busy nights when the rest of Bakery Square was kind of popping, like I just felt like Taco Torta didn't have it. They weren't bringing people in, and I don't know what was missing exactly. Like I had a fine time, but I was always surprised at how, like that's how I ended up there a couple of times, is because everything else was like slammed. And I like Taco Downtown, so I was like, okay, I'll give this a shot.
Well, this is an opportunity for them to try something new. We'll see what happens.
Yeah. Bumping over to Highland Park, Bryant Street Tavern has officially closed its doors. If you never went, this is where Park Bruges used to be. I feel like that's the nature of the frustration I keep seeing on social about this from like neighbors in the Highland Park area. It's just that like this spot can't seem to keep a concept no matter how popular it is. And it is a really great space. Like you would think that it would do well.
Yeah, I feel like it's also just kind of sad / annoying when you like have your little bar spot, your tavern that you like to go to, and then it's all of a sudden closed and you're like, well, how long is it going to take for something new to come in? Like, what are we going to...
A while.
Yeah, and then, you know, if you kind of like sticking to your neighborhood, I don't know. It just feels like a neighborhood loss when something like that happens, so... Bummer.
I know. It is an opportunity to dream too, but like I think of like stuff that's nearby, like Tazadoro, like the coffee shop. Like the other day, some friends of mine, like they all lost power. Like power went out, like normal happens in Pittsburgh a lot, right? When it's storming, the whole neighborhood went to Tazadoro, and like way too many people like overwhelmed their Wi-Fi completely. Everybody was so nice and like cool about it, but as far as I heard, but like wouldn't it be nice to have a great spot here too, like another alternative, something that could serve the neighborhood? I'm hopeful that someone has a heart for that and they can figure out this spot, because it seems like it should be so cool.
Totally. I really like Highland Park. I don't spend a lot of time there, but I love the park. So I would love to like be in the park and then end up at a bar that's not far. So we'll see. On to Shady Side, where Fujiya Ramen experienced a fire in July. Thankfully, there were no injuries, but they're closed for now while they sort of sort out, you know, all the things that need to happen after a fire.
It's so complicated. Yeah, the insurance, like trying to take stock of what you have, what you need to replace. Like, it's so devastating when something like that happens to a small business.
Totally. They said on social media they hope to rebuild and reopen. They put a photo up of like the fire damage. It sucks. In the meantime, their North Fayette location is still open if you really love Fujiya Ramen and like need a fix. So.
Oh gosh, this looks like a total loss. Wow, I hadn't seen these photos before.
It's pretty devastating. It sucks.
Oh, that's awful. Our hearts are with you. Another one downtown. This is a chain. I think it's Philly-based. Primo Hoagies is closing their downtown location. I gotta say, I'm not shocked by this because they just added a location in the Terminal building in the Strip District, and that just feels really close.
Yeah, totally. And like, also, I just imagine if you're trying to like, they do like pre-orders and deliveries, and if I was going to pre-order and pick up, I'd like rather go to the Strip than downtown. So we'll see what happens. But the sandwiches are good. I've had them.
Have you? I've never tried them. Like I said, the only reason I remember this is because it was part of the big announcement stuff for the Terminal building when that was like being opened and all that a couple of years ago.
Yeah, I've been to the Strip location, so bummer for downtown, but not that far away if you still need your fix.
Yeah, I bet the delivery or like radius is probably still would cover you. Also in the Strip District, the original Pittsburgh Winery is closing their doors. I have seen a lot of people pouring one out for original Pittsburgh Winery. I didn't expect that. I feel like I have not heard a lot of discourse about this spot in a long time.
Right. Before the announcement, I was like, this is a this is a place that I don't personally frequent.
Well, actually, the first reaction I saw was people being like, is this City Winery or is this original Pittsburgh wine? Like people being genuinely confused because there's so many things with wine in the title in the Strip District.
Damn. Yeah. I think what's sad about it is I thought it was a really cool, like, sort of intimate space. Like, they would have comedians and musicians. And there's this one person on TikTok who I really like, used to be in public media, Jocksy Ripper.
Okay.
He does, like, whip circus act with whips.
Guys, I wish y'all could see Laura's, like, little dance she just did here.
Because and then he sings songs. So people will recommend, he goes to Ren fairs. Anyway, he was there once. Really great. I hate it when a venue closes because I think that one of the things I love about the city is you don't need to be a big act to get a show. You can be in a small little intimate space. So, bummer.
And I think that's something that like a lot of Pittsburgh venues have struggled with. And I can imagine it might apply even more to a place with genuinely with winery in the title, is that like, I think that's the thing I always heard the most is like just mixed feelings. Like as a venue, very cool, like really like the size. And certainly we need more of that. But also the wine was just kind of mid. And that's a criticism that's not just unique to Pittsburgh Winery. Like a lot of places in the Pittsburgh region, if you are a wine snob, leave a bit to be desired. Like you can have a great wine program, but you're probably bringing it in from somewhere else. You are not making it locally for most.
No. Continuing on the wine trend, and to some extent, Mary's Vine is liquidating.
Yes.
Megan, tell me about that.
This is our last one. Yeah, it's over there in Rankin, or I guess I should say was. This is a bummer to me because they had a really great wine program and the venue itself was just like kind of bizarre because it was an old church. It was like another one of those things that it was like a huge sanctuary situation. And they had all these like big armchairs and tables, like really cushy. So you could like settle in and recline with your glass or tasting array of like different types of things. They did a bunch of events. It was just like an interesting, weird place to go. And it was so high up on that hill. It was like that intersection right by the bridge where like if you go around the corner and turn right, you're at Carey Furnace.
Okay.
And it like across the river from Kennywood. Like it's just, it was so different. And they tried so hard in what I would argue is probably a difficult location. Like they were definitely a destination spot. Nobody was just wandering in. So I'm bummed to see them go.
Yeah, that sucks. I feel like I need to come up with a little short list for myself of like, where do I like to go get wine because of all these like wine place losses? I know there.
Let me tell you, Laura, we got a list on our website. We'll put it in the show notes.
Amazing.
Pittsburgh.citycast.fm. And actually, we'll finish here. Laura, I know you are trying to suck up the sun. So I'm wondering if there is a patio that you are excited to try, or if this is one we should put out to listeners.
I would love to hear what listeners are, where they are eating their outdoor meals, and not just like picking up a meal and going to a park. Like, no, where can I sit down and get like tableside service? Really love that. I end up going to a lot of the same spots sort of in the East End, but would love to branch out. Tell me your North Side, your South Side spots, all that jazz. Even the West End.
Yeah, hit us up on our EAT Outside hotline, 412-212-8893. Leave us a voicemail or text us. We would love to hear from you.
Mm-hmm.
That is all for today here on CityCast Pittsburgh. If you are a fan of the food news, we do this a bunch, so don't sleep on our website, pittsburgh.citycast.fm. You can scroll over to that food and drink section and get some inspiration for all kinds of different things, where to get the best pizza, fried fish, punchki, German food, donuts, mac and cheese. We have done the research. Plus, you can still support us and get some of that classic merch. Head over to membership.citycast.fm/Pittsburgh for all the perks, chances to hang with us, and that email from Laura telling you what to do this week. We'll be back tomorrow with more from around the city. We'll talk to you soon. If you want the species to continue, then you like need to be nice to the little ones. You know what 100%. I mean?
100%. Also, just in other countries, it's like you can have... There's like just parks outside all the time and parents are hanging out. I've seen this in Spain and I'm like,
oh yeah, you're talking about like the piazza of it all?
I'm talking about Europe, okay? I want to go there.